Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course. Brandon Wenzel, come back at you with another offering off of my Sampler Platter. Yes, indeed, folks, what is my Sampler Platter? Well, it's a series of videos where I'm the host, I'm the guy, I'm doing the thing. If you want your own show, you do your own show. I believe in you. I go over there, I try out food and drink items, and then I go over there, I taste them. The body does the whole molecular thing. It breaks them down. Eventually they're going to come out. But before that, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to let you know what the hell I thought. And then you can do with that information whatever you will. Pretty good deal, right? Then on top of that, because, hey, it's not like I'm the first person to do this. I sure as shit am not. I'm not even the best person to do this. But I do have Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. I do have crappy old ladder over there off to the side. My two companions. I've also got snazzy shirts, y'all. PlayStation since 2004. Oh yeah, we're still rocking this shirt. Great thing about doing the shirts is that when I go over there to upload these videos, I can usually tell which series of videos I'm on by the shirts. But anyway, folks, with all that said, I am going over there. I'm trying out some stuff for y'all. I am still, this is going to be, I guess, if I actually end up doing them in order, we'll see. This is going to be probably the second video in a series of videos that I'm doing of unique items that I got from the International Fresh Market, not too far from where I live. Far enough away that, hopefully if somebody decides that they want to hunt me down, it would take a little doing. Probably not. Just don't hunt me down, please. I wouldn't be a very good sport. I have asthma and I'm fat and I have a bad knee. There's better people to hunt, folks. But anyway, hunting me aside. So yeah, I picked up some nifty items, and this one is one I am definitely very interested for, because, folks, this is boom! This is Sarsi root beer. Sarsi root beer. I love root beer, folks. Some of y'all might have noticed, because, I brought it up a number of times. Although I'm never sure, because I upload my videos. I try to, have something of a system, but it's never good. Because a lot of times, there'll be new items that I want to get out, with the Pepsi Mango and stuff. I want to get those out earlier so that hopefully, more people are interested in it. I have stuff from last year still in my phone that still needs to go up. So, but I love root beer, man. So when I saw this, I knew I had to try it. I guess, looking at the things, it's product of the Coca-Cola company. So that's, I'm not surprised. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. But I'm a little bit worried because with being a product of Coca-Cola, my fear is that it might be too similar to something that we already have over here. It's going to be root beer. But, I guess it's from the Philippines. It literally says on the bottle, to be sold only in the Philippines. No one let Coca-Cola know about this. If anybody's going to hunt me down, it might be them. Let's not have that happen. Who knows how many rebel forces had to die to get me this root beer. But yeah, it's root beer. Carbonated root beer drink. Root beer drink. Ingredients: carbonated water, sugar, caramel color, flavors. Literally just says flavors. I bitch when they go over there and say, natural and unnatural flavors and stuff like that. This is just flat out flavors. Acidulant, sodium, benzenate, sweeteners. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I guess it's Filipino root beer. Neat. Let's give it a shot, folks. I hope I like it. I bought another one. I went 2 in because I was like, I know I'm going to do one for a review. It's this thing. But when I do the review, I don't fully get to enjoy it. I'm trying to be, describe things and hopefully be, entertaining. Sure, why not? No! Was that entertaining? I don't know. Let's put you down right there. Oh, should have seen it coming. Should have seen it coming. All right, well, I have an idea of what the taste is going to be like. Let's give this a proper shot, folks. Remember that thing where I was worried about this being too similar to, root beers and stuff that we have over here? Don't need to worry about that. This is weird as fuck. Like, it definitely has a root beer taste to it, but it's very different. Very different than what we would be familiar with over here. It's sweet, but not as sweet as most commercial root beers you would get here. Like A&W is probably the most, the most popular in America. This is worlds different than that. It is like almost an equal level proportionate of sort of bitter versus this level of sweetness that you would get from an A&W. That is kind of like the way I'm going to describe it. That is really weird. It's not unpleasant, but I can absolutely say that I don't think you could sell this here in America against American root beers and have this catch on. And that's nothing against it. It's just an issue of like taste and like what we're used to over here. Whereas over here, I think for a lot of people who enjoy root beer, passively, I'm more of an artisan kind of guy when it comes to my root beers. They are looking for that sweetness. And while it is sweet, again, it's got kind of a weird bitterness to it. And it almost has, like, the very, very tail end, it almost has, like, what I could only describe as, like, a very mild, sort of, like, almost medicine-y taste. It's very odd. Yeah. I can genuinely say I don't think I've ever had a root beer like this. If someone were to have given this to me, and I had no context for it or anything, I didn't know it was from the Philippines or anything like that, I would probably assume that it was maybe... I was going to say that I would assume that it was like a craft root beer, but no, because craft root beers, they even, like the ones that are a little odd, they all have sort of like a certain feel to them. I would assume that this was from like a small distribution company. Like a regional one or some shit like that. Because it doesn't have like the hand-tempered taste that comes with like a proper craft root beer. But at the same time, with the type of flavors that you're getting from it, it doesn't taste like something that would have been put out by like one of the big boys, Pepsi or Coke or whoever. Because again, I think they would have, not only would they market it more, sweeter for the American audience, but that aftertaste and everything, I think they would have, worked to have eliminated that. Because like it's almost like an anisey kind of taste. Like if you're not familiar, it's sort of like kind of like a licorice taste. Uh, and I have had root beers, like craft ones, that have had sort of like an anisey taste to them. But yeah, this one, it's just in a weird kind of middle ground where, like, it doesn't taste fully professional because, again, it just, I think that they, despite the fact that it is from Coca-Cola, so again, I'm not trying to knock it or anything. Um, if it were, meant to be here, I think they would have worked some of this out a little bit more to make it more appealing to American tastes. And on the other end of things, like, it doesn't taste like just a craft beer because, again, like, there'd be more going on, to kind of work with. Yeah, man, this is really interesting. Yeah, definitely kind of an anisey type of thing. I guess that's sort of like the edge that they're giving it. Like root beer is a really interesting drink, like for me anyway. It's part of the reasons why it's like one of my favorite drinks because it has like such a cool depth to it. You can do so many things with it, and like going back into its history, like originally it was flavored with sassafras. Then they found out that sassafras was likely a carcinogen, maybe because I think like the study that found it was like found by like Coca-Cola and like cola companies as root beer was coming up. Conspiracy, I don't know. Um, but yeah, and I've also heard too. I'd be interested to see um, if my video reaches any Filipino fans. That would be cool. I'd be interested to know like how prominent this is over there because I've always heard that like root beer is like apparently a fairly American drink is my understanding. Like at least like I think in like Europe and stuff like that, like they have like their own stuff. I know like England they have a drink called like dandelion and burdock, which I've actually had. I didn't do a video for it. It was like a couple of years before I started doing videos. But that's kind of a root beery type of thing. There's also birch beer, which I love. I did a birch beer video, but I don't think I've uploaded it yet. But yeah, man, like, I know I'm really kind of going on, but like, this really is unique. This is one of those ones where like, I don't have to go over there and, kind of fill in. Like, I mean, realistically, I shouldn't fill in anyway. My videos always seem longer than they need to be. But this is one where like, man, it's just so interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's so weird because if somebody told me this was a root beer, I would go with them. I'd be like, okay, it's an odd tasting root beer. But if somebody didn't tell me it was a root beer, that's not where my head would go. Yeah. Um, would I recommend it? I mean, chances are, I mean, first of all, I don't know, never mind International Fresh Market. Apparently, fucking Coca-Cola will come after your ass if you go over there and get this stuff anyway, so you might want to avoid it anyway. I probably wouldn't recommend it to the average consumer, because again, like, I think if you're an American, if you're used to like A&W, even Barks to a certain extent, although I like Barks a lot better than A&W. No offense to A&W, you have a place. Um, but yeah, it's just I don't think it would be super appealing to most people over here. That doesn't mean that I think it's a bad drink though. It's it's not a root beer that I would pick up because I want to casually drink a root beer. It is a root beer that I would pick up because I want an odd tasting root beer, which is a thing sometimes. Again, I like that root beer has so many places you can go with it. So, but again, it's in such a weird place because it's like, if I want an odd tasting root beer, I could go for like a craft root beer. And there's going to be more going on, more that I can, taste and everything. And, go over there and feel all fancy and crap. But if I wanted something more commercial, go with something more commercial that's easily available. With this, man, it's so weird. The only people that I could see that I would recommend this to are other people like myself who are like just big fans of root beer and would want to try something like this. Because again, like just the average consumer, I can't see them being super into it. And even if you're like into some of the more artisanal ones and stuff, this doesn't really scratch that itch either. It's just weird. Like I said, I mean, it's not a bad drink, but it's just so odd. And it's so potentially off-putting. The fact that my palate being what it is a bit more open, I guess. Maybe a little bit more forgiving. Then, yeah. Definitely not a drink for everyone. But to the Philippines, I mean, like I said, I don't know how commonly available this is over there, if it's a favorite drink or if it's something that's on the shelves or whatever. I mean, good on you. Like I said at the start of this, I was genuinely worried that this was basically just going to be, the Filipino version of A&W, which would have made for an interesting can, but not an interesting experience. This was a tremendously interesting experience that has had me talking for almost 18 minutes now. So, genuinely good on you. And it wasn't a bad experience, so, yeah, it's just odd. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to shut up. I got other things to do anyway. I'm going to sign off. Good, folks, 5 things for me. Have yourself a great rest of your day, fantastic rest of your week, monumentous rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, and if you could go over there and have yourself a Filipino root beer rest of your life, if nothing else, it'll be interesting, if not spectacular. Final 2 things, folks, if you could. Try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is always appreciated, though. I promise you it is. If you can't do that, though, sometimes you can't. I know I can't all the time. Try not to be an asshole. Again, not always possible. Sometimes you're going to have your moments, but try to dial it back if and when you can. Final thing for me, folks. It is the thing, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Maybe you're going to go out and you're going to try root beers from like Myanmar and guava or Java. Guava's a fruit. Java's a place, I think. But you're going to go on a root beer expedition. You're going to try all the root beers. Just go over there, temper that shit. You don't want to end up with all the diabetes. I'm just saying. But whatever the thing is for you folks, whether it's that or whether it's something else, that's what I want you to do. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. I got a few more things to try, and then I got some weird-ass root beer to drink. Bye! Beep.